Hello and welcome everyone. This is the first stream of Crucible I am doing today. Season 10, Week 12. For those of you that have no idea what the heck a Crucible is, in short, Crucible is where you sign up, I bounce the teams, and then you get to fight it out with chaps of equal stature to see who is the best around. Now let's get started with the event. On the red team, we have Release the Kraken, quite an interesting team name. And on the blue team, we have Good Name, as the team name. Yes, our chaps are quite creative in name creation. And yes, good map. Well, technically, Fjords is a good map, but that depends on a point of view. So currently it seems red team is sporting a standard Crusader, a Magnate with 2 Gatlings to automai, a Carronade, and a Watcher. And for the blue team it's a Junker with 2 Gatlings, a front Artemis, a side Artemis, and a side Flak. And a Corsair, all Watches and Gatlings, except for the rear. Mines. Lovely to see those back mines. I'll be interested to see if the blue team manages to get a good mine off. So whilst we're meeting our teams to get themselves sorted and for the timer to run out, remember to sign up for next week. Crucible is weekly, and every week there's a chance to participate and get that cool loot. Yes, we have prizes. Like titles. And the first place with leaderboards gets even a prize that he can choose. Sign up, there's a link to the Discord in which you can sign up in challenge. And, well, otherwise you can also head in game, click on the Discord icon. In game that'll lead you to the main Guns of Icarus Discord, and then you'll have to click on the community notice board, and in the pinned comments there's a link to the Discord in which we organize the Crucible. Alright, so let's get into the first match of today. 5 matches in total for today, both teams fighting it out against each other 5 times. Let's see who the victor is. Right, we are in the match. Ship 1, Sal's Flying Carpet by Salderim. And it has 2 Gatlings on the top, a side flag, 2 side flags actually, a front carronade and a watcher. Interesting. Ship number 2, the Baby Grape, piloted by Eggthrill. 2 front Gatlings, 2 mid-deck Artemises, and a carronade and watcher. Ship number 3, What Are Frogs? 2 Gatlings on the bottom deck, an Artemis up front, an Artemis on the left, and a flak on the right. And finally, ship number 4, Love Shack, piloted by Alpha Sierra. A front Hades and Gatling, a front 2 mid-deck Artemises, and a watcher, 2 watchers actually. And they are now duking it out. What Are Frogs providing sniper support, and both ships of the red team are gunning for the Love Shack. Oh, and Sal's Flying Carpet is suffering from heavy fire. They are attempting to escape. Love Shack continuously backing up. Still under fire from the grape. Oh no, they've switched to the frogs, and the carpet goes down in a boom. First kill to blue. Maybe Grape attempting to make a little bit of an escape. Or to continue duking it out with the Junker, alright. And Sal's Flying Carpet is back, but will they make it in time to save their ally, though? And that's an armor break on the Baby Grape. A little bit of perma and 3 guns down on that thing. And another armor break. Sal's Flying Carpet in a desperate attempt to save their ally. I, however, think it will be in vain and just an unthought charge in to attempt to save their ally, which will most likely die. 2 1v1s now, and the Love Shack actually getting armor broken. And the What Are Frogs getting armor broken. Red team's pulling this back, it seems. The 1v1s continue as the carpet is attempting to get some flax into the shack. Oh, that's the armor break on... Oh, Junker is dead. Red team gets their first point, and the Love Shack is about to go down as well. There's no way that thing can survive now. Though that was quite a nice rebuild. Still, it's in vain. Red team ahead by 1 kill in a bit of a risky maneuver. The Baby Grape on half health. It's interesting to see what the blue team will attempt to do once they respawn. Red team attempting to close into their spawns to get them off guard. And blue team respawning to the north of the map. And they've been spotted. Let's see what happens now. frogs attempting to bombard the Crusader. Oh, both blue ships targeting the Crusader as it attempts to evasive Hydro. Meanwhile, both red ships are trying to take down the Love Shack. And that's an armor break. Watcher inside. And an armor break on the Crusader. Oh, and a Watcher follow-up, and that's one dead Crusader. Yeah, the thing about those Crusaders. In a blink of an eye, you'll die. And the Love Shack also getting armor broken again. Baby Grape attempting to escape in the wrong direction, but I can't blame them. And the Grape is about to get armor broken, and there we go. Demise of Red 2. That is, unless somebody fails to hit their shots, or no flags, I guess. And there we go. Love Shack is badly damaged though, but I'd say both sides have been playing it equally. Now it's just a question of who will die first. Will Blue get their 2 last kills, or will Red Team prolong this battle? In the meantime, let's watch for the Red Team. Crusader's back, and both of them are back. Both teams are converging on the center of the map for another battle to see who survives and who doesn't. Normally how I would play Crusader is attempt to fly low, then Hydro in from behind them, and then break everything. And hopefully kill them. It's an interesting choice by Saldorim to go high first, as it just exposes them to what are frogs in Love Shack for some continuous bombardment. But then again, the Love Shack is badly damaged. Baby Grape charging in without their ally. And the Baby Grape's lost most of its guns. That's not going to be good for them. The Crusader comes in for the Junker. Crusader is backing up, most likely to engage the wounded Magnate. Red Team focusing down the Love Shack. Will go down soon unless the Junker manages to help out. Like that. Armor break on the Crusader and the Love Shack. No meaningful damage on the carpet though. Whilst the blue Magnate is now gone. Now the Water Frogs left alone against 2 red ships, menacingly glaring at them, ready to get the kill. Balloons pop, the armor is broken. Yes. Goodbye, Water Frogs. The red team was not even damaged that much during the last engagement. Still anyone's game. Whatever happens, blue team has to operate quickly. If they don't get their 2 kills fast enough, then well, the red team still has the advantage. Blue team respawning to the north. Both teams are now pointing at each other. Oh no, wait. Blue team is attempting to go around. But they most likely will get spotted by the red team. Unless they decide to back up. Oh yes, there are the spots. And the initial bombardment seems they're not good. They're trying to beach fire with their own targets. Interesting. Hades fire going into the carpet at half armor health. The Gatling on the water frogs is sadly out of range. A Hades would have benefited them quite nicely here, especially since this is quite a long-range map. But now that Gatling is in range of the Magnate, which decides to pull back. Both sides are now just exchanging shots. Red team now deciding to back up, since they can't see the enemy too well. Both sides are playing it quite cautiously. Blue team now attempting to close the gap. Red team still continuing to back up. Blue team has the advantage in long-range firepower as they have a Hades and 4 Artemi, whereas red team only has 2 Artemi and a couple of Gatlings, as well as any Watcher spam they can get in, which is not exactly great for them. And they are continuing to back up, this time to get some cover, and the blue junker is attempting to go around. 7.5 minutes left on the clock. That Gatling's still out of range. And Baby Grape making the big push against Love Shack. And Love Shack armor broken, but it does manage to get around the rock. Red team attempting to intercept. And a Watcher against the carpet. As it is about to lose its armor. No, the Love Shack loses its armor. Carpet being so close to an armor break. Oh, and there we go. That's a perma damage on it. Yes, indeed. That's down to a third of its health. Water Frog is trying to push in deeper, but Love Shack just pulling back. As it's about to get an armor break again. No meaningful damage on the Love Shack, but the Flying Carpet has lost even more of its perma health. Both ships now targeting the Grape on the blue team. Red team continuously hanging around that rock to get themselves some cover from blue team, which is currently attempting to get around said rock. Or just simply holding their position. Blue team currently targeting the Grape. Although the Junker really wants the Flying Carpet. And I can't blame them, that thing's nearly gone. Yes, they found the carpet. But can they take it down? Both blue ships attempting to target the carpet as it retreats back. 5 minutes left on the clock. This has been a long engagement. Both sides have been playing it quite cautiously. The carpet about to lose its armor as it's entered Gatling range from the what are frogs. And that's an armor break. Can the flak gunner hit? No. Sadly not. Blue team has the first kill advantage, but red team has one extra kill. Blue junker going into a kill mode, but just way too slow. As the blue magnate gets taken down, and the Release the Kraken team have won their first match. So, well done, Red. You managed to figure out your issues and get them sorted. And, well, valiant attempt, Blue. But, well, sadly you did ignore that magnate a little bit too much. The next map of today, Aileron Affray. Alrighty then, the second map. Well, unless the teams decide to change it, that is. It's time for them to vote on their favorite map. Oh, red team votes for Periton. Ah, so both teams choose Periton Rumble. Well then. So the lobby timer is active. Let's see what happens now. Is the blue team going to actually come back with their Pyramidian Magnate? Who knows? Also, to those of you who are watching, do not forget, SCS 300 will also be occurring tomorrow, 1 hour after the start of Crucible. It's the top tier competitive event, and it is having its 300th anniversary. How should I say, 300th match. And well, you'll get to see the top brass fight it out in the great glorious battlefield, and see whom can claim the title of being best, as well as a few 3D printed spires, as well as some unique badges. If you haven't already, sign up. And if you can't find a team, then well, you can watch the streams. It seems that red teams realized that a Crusader is just a bit too fragile for them and have gone with a more solid choice, an Artling.
For centuries we have waited to emerge from the shadows, and now we will make ourselves known.
Soon we will stand, soon we will stand, soon we will stand invincible. Soon we will stand, soon we will stand, soon we will stand.
Oops, it is me mixing up words.
If you fail, do not return.
No prisoners, no survivors.
If you fail, do not return.
I am the future.
And the ship lock is active, but blue team can request a little bit of extra time if they so feel like it, so that they can switch out their own ships. Because after all, changing last second is not exactly sportsmanlike. That goes for everyone. It's better to do your changes earlier than later. And so, Minty Breeze caught in the open. Love Shack should have provided a little bit more support to their ally to prevent this kind of scenario from happening. And now it's the same old tug of war. But with the blue team in a noticeable disadvantage. Love Shack charging in and losing its armor and getting flared. Love Shack about to lose its armor the second time. And getting a point blank flak. And Artemis, try saying that 3 times fast. But the baby grape also losing its armor and getting killed. Blue team getting the first kill again. The red Pyramidian attempting to get out. It looks like he might just escape. Unless that... Oh no. That watcher missed completely. Oh, but that was a brutal bump. Poor thing lost almost all of its armor. But it still continues on with the blue team closely following behind. But there's nowhere left to run. That's the edge of the map. Blue team still hot on their heels. Baby Grape has respawned at the back. Far away from their ally. Either Saldera escapes it, or they're going to get killed. Whatever they do, they must pull it off fast to get out of there alive. Both blue ships not being capable of keeping up to the Saldera, despite its pilots only having kerosene. Interesting choice for a Pyramidian, as Moonshine typically goes faster, and is invaluable to a Pyramidian. And Saldera has lost one of its engines. But is back with Baby Grape, and his Love Shack is now getting hit. Now it's back to the same old battle, except blue team has been badly damaged. Minty Breeze taking a big bombardment, and a flare to the balloon again. 2 flares. Minty Breeze barely. Oh, it's a... Oh no. Poor Minty Breeze. Getting wedged between 2 buildings. And there goes the Love Shack. An unfortunate turn of events. Quite literally. Just go to show. Don't trust the buildings. Magnates are a bit thick. Minty Breeze has respawned in the corner, along with the Love Shack. Let's see if Red Team notices them. Yes. Spot the buildings. If you spot them, you won't run into them. So they're losing its guns and taking a bit of fire, but the Baby Grape now getting to taste the Gatling. Oh no, back to Saldera. Now it's just a bit of a skirmish, with Saldera taking front of bombardment. Also the Baby Grape getting popped and broken. Suffering just a bit of armor damage, but backing into a wall, and oh no, we are going to watch another miserable death. Still, well, they did manage to get their armor back up, and their balloon. They saved themselves from a grim fate that met Minty Breeze. But in the meantime, blue team has been taking advantage of this little inconvenience and targeting Saldera. However, they have not had much success. Until now. But there are no follow-up flags. And there are to my mist. Currently, still going on with the skirmish. Routine. Love Shack has revealed itself, whilst the baby grape is retreated to some cover. Saldera getting armor broken. Perhaps blue team can now follow up with that break? Yes, they can, ripping out half of its perma. Saldera awfully out of position, leaving baby grape alone to face off against two brutal blue magnates. And Minty Breeze and Love Shack losing both of their balloons, and Minty Breeze losing its armor. And bumping the terrain. Can we all just take a moment to note the MVP of this match? Or the likely MVP of this match? The terrain. Minty Breeze retreated to some much needed cover, leaving the Love Shack alone to face off against the Red Magnates, and now Saldera as well. Minty Breeze attempting to save its ally. But Red Team is unable to deal any decent damage to the Love Shack. Meanwhile, Saldera taking a face full of Watcher. And Minty Breeze getting popped, armor broken, and losing almost all of its perma. Saldera also almost losing all of its perma, and the Minty Breeze bumps into the back of the structure. Now it's just Baby Grape and Love Shack duking it out, with Minty Breeze and Saldera also now deciding to shoot at each other. Blue team now deciding to take on the damaged Pyramidion, as Minty Breeze is popped yet again. Not looking good for that thing. But Saldera and Baby Grape are once again split off from each other. While both blue magnates sit in the middle of this area. And I've just realized there's only 10 minutes of this match left. Neither team has dealt any notable damage, really, throughout this time. Both teams are playing it quite passively, not attempting to flank or anything. The Love Shack unleashing its big rocket gun against the Baby Grape, as it loses 3 of its guns. Baby Grape now under the twin fire from both magnates. Oh, and that's an armor break. However, no follow-up. But there's another chance, and there's some Artemis follow-up, along with a kill for blue team. Saldera now left alone must retreat. Though now this time blue team has no excuse in not killing this thing. Saldera losing its armor, and there goes Saldera. 3-2 in favor of blue team with 9 minutes left on the clock. Minty Breeze suffered some terrain mishaps and a bit of damage from the red team. But they are still in an advantage, since they have both first kill and a kill advantage over red. Sorry. Both teams now noticing each other. It's time for the next battle. Minty Breeze being quite risky in charging in. However, they are taking a lot of fire. But so is Baby Grape. Minty Breeze is about to lose its armor, but it manages to escape just in time as the flares continue. The Pyramidian engineer must be having a field day with that. Baby Grape still suffering under the fire. Meanwhile, Minty Breeze attempting to close the gap and losing its armor in the progress. A bit too risky of a push there. 2 flares, one on the armor, one on the hull. If Minty Breeze doesn't get out of there, they're toast. However, they manage to escape just in time, preventing their death. Meanwhile, Love Shack attempting to duke it out with the Saldera. Minty, don't. You're near death. This is going to be the end of you. Well, they managed to get out, but barely. As the armor is balloon is lost. Now might be the time the blue team attempts to move in, both at the same time. Because as it stands right now, Minty Breeze is attempting to take on the blunt of red team alone. And quite unsuccessfully, I should say, getting popped every time and almost getting broken constantly. Love Shack needs to put a little bit more initiative in, especially since their ally is about to die. And there we go, the Love Shack finally attempting to sort out their depth with Saldera. Meanwhile, Minty Breeze tackling Baby Grape. Minty now retreating behind the building, whilst Love Shack deciding to back up, leaving their ally a bit alone. 5 minutes and no, those didn't look like Lochnagar flares. I can tell you instantly, 2 flares. That's not Lochnagar. Love Shack losing its armor. And now Minty Breeze suffering. Here's where we say goodbye to Minty Breeze, I think. As it is exposed and under fire from 2 red ships. If Love Shack doesn't help them out soon, it's going to be toast. But it's too late. Now the sensible thing for Love Shack to do would be to retreat, as they have no hope in tackling 2 of the red ships. Blue team not managing to deal any notable damage to the red team. As Love Shack attempts to make a desperate retreat and losing their armor in the process as well as taking a hit. I do believe this is blue spawn, yes, and there goes the Minty Breeze, however they will not save their ally, as Love Shack is dead. Minty Breeze made the poor choice of spawning in. Now red team is going to get their last kill and end the match. I can already say to the blue team, Minty Breeze, you're too aggressive. Where am I stop doing that? And Alpha Sierra, your Magnate is not doing much. You're leaving your ally a bit alone too much, and you should be fighting a little bit more. Minty Breeze somehow managing to withstand both red ships, but still managing to keep its armor for a little bit longer, as more Artemis fire goes in. Love Shack has rejoined, but too late. The Minty Breeze is already down 90% of its armor as the Baby Grave moves into what looks like a ram, except losing the armor, and there goes the Minty Breeze. Once again, blue team, you have some communications issues you should sort out. Meanwhile, well done, red team. You had very few issues. Should I say noteworthy issues? It is the third map, Thornhold Throwdown. Can blue team actually make a return? Or will they be caught in the endless loop of miscommunications between both blue ships? And why am I constantly guessing these people? Map voting now online, and who's spamming my clan chat? Tears, stop it. Teams are not deciding to switch maps. Oh, blue coming out with the vote for derelict. If red team doesn't oppose it in the next 15 seconds, it will be derelict. I do believe. Yes, it will be derelict. Apparently someone doesn't like that map. Understandable, it's not for everyone, but then again, none of the maps are. Except maybe with the case exception for Kinforth. Now then, let us prepare for the 4-minute lobby waiting. And to whomever's spamming my clan chat, please stop. Where are my tears? We have a Discord for these things. No, please stop. Interesting choice. A Crusader. Seeing as how badly Red Team was annoyed by that Crusader, it may be more of a detriment than a help. And there is a Corsair. That may help turn the odds. But there's just one issue. That is also part of sportsmanship. Calling out your changes. In a timely manner, in fact. And now we shall begin the third match of this Crucible. Seems that the teams do not want somebody up. Oh, there we go. And so, third match begins now. Ship number 1 is the Saldera, as previously, the Artling with the side flak and the wing flare. Ship number 2, the Baby Grape, also as before, Gatling Carronator up front, mid-deck Artemises, and a back Watcher and heavy Carronade. Ship number 3, the Skyboat, a Crusader with a Minotaur Watcher up front, a mid-deck flak, and a top Gatling and... is that a Mercury? Looks like it. Ship number 4, the Passionate Poison. Poison? I guess someone ran out of spaces. Front Carronade. With side Gatlings, Watches, and the back Mine. Flares are already going live as the Skyboat has lost its armor, predictably enough. However, not without the Baby Grape losing its balloon. Interesting to note that Red Team has not really done a lot of switching, but then again, it is working for them. As the Passionate Poison... I'll just call it Poison. As the Passionate Poison loses its armor, an engine, and a couple of its guns. More guns are lost, even the balloon and armor. This is a very tough bind for blue. They are unable to beat back the annoyance, but they do manage to get an armor break on Saltera, but they themselves have been broken. The Skyboat's suffering quite a bit. Passionate Poison out of the combat for a bit as the Skyboat goes down. First kill for Red. Passionate Poison now left alone to face off against the Magnate and Pyramidion, losing its armor and soon enough dying. It's only just a matter of time. Baby Grape for the Ram. Well then, always a pleasant sight to see a Ram kill. This is blue team's spawn, so they will most likely spawn in the derelict to avoid red team as they get a position to deal with them. Red team has suffered no notable damage from the previous battle. Now here's the same issue incarnate. Where am I being too aggressive with this Crusader getting gunned down quite quickly, and the Passionate Poison, god dang it. The Passionate Poison being cut down as well after losing its ally, with it not being aggressive enough. The Skyboat has left through the open vent up there, as the Passionate Poison attempts to go a more direct route. skyboats providing support fire. However, the Passionate Poison is charging in alone, not fast enough, and losing its armor in the process. To the Corsair. Speed is important on a Corsair, the other is flanking. You charge down Hell's Throat. As the skyboat is left alone to the skyboat. It's a bit of a wonky loadout you have there. The sniping system doesn't really seem to work that well. If your Corsair buddy is going to be a distraction, you should best go in close range. And sadly, you're not fitted for that. As it now is suffering and will eventually go down to the red team, which is currently dominating, and the Passionate Poison suiciding into the red team. Only now realizing the futility of their maneuver, as well as the fact that it may cost them their entire match. The flare's going out yet again. Who is engineering that? You are one devil. Corsair losing its armor and suffering. Not a lot of noteworthy damage though. Skyboat now in position to help their ally, as they are about to lose their armor yet again. This time a bit more damage inside. The skyboat opens fire on the Saldera. However, not enough shots go in as the Saldera keeps its armor. Meanwhile, the skyboat begins to take a lot of fire itself. As the Passionate Poison has no guns, it cannot help its ally. Well, except for ramming, but sadly, it decides to do so too late, and also taking a bit of damage in the process. To the Corsair pilot, moonshine is important, along with a failsafe engineer if you want to get the most out of your Corsair. That was an absolute slaughter in favor of the red team, which has managed to win this entire Crucible already. Congratulations to the Quacken for claiming this Crucible as their own. Yes, indeed, Corsair is a mistake, but you could have done something. Sadly, your initiative was lacking, and you had no moonshine there, Alpha Sierra. You just have to rethink your loadout a bit. And now, I will have to offer up a 5-minute break for the participants. Alright, who was the Flare Master? Ira. Well then, now I know whom to look out for in case I get flared. It seems that the participants are going with the pause, and so this stream will also go into a pause. Grab your favorite drinks, and we'll be back in 5 minutes for the rest of the Crucible. We'll see if Blue Team manages to get itself back together, or will Red Team continue to absolutely demolish them. We'll see. Soon enough. 5 minutes, everyone. Alright, break is over. Can now get back to the matches. As per usual. There's always the offer to vote for the map. Also of note, Red Team, the Kraken, have already won this Crucible by winning 3 of the 5 matches. So congratulations to them. Blue Team can still get their honor back by winning the next 2 matches. I've done that myself. And yes, I have been a participant of the Crucible ages ago, before I ascended to Organizer. Seems that the participants like canyons. I do too. Can't blame them. Canyons it is. 4-minute timer is on. And the 4th match will begin in a minute. It seems that Red Team is going for 2 Pyramidians this time. Blue going with a Junker and Pyramidian. We'll see how it goes for them. It is also technically not illegal to start early. If both sides ready up before the timer runs out, then it's still golden. And here we are back again for the match. Ship number 1, the Saldera, powered by Salderim. Same artling. Same as before. Ship number 2. I don't know Roman numerals. That's... I don't know. It's 14. 214 or 114. I don't know. Piloted by Igthril, 2 front carronades, a side Banshee, and the side Flare. 9 Iota, I hope you're not going to use that. Ship number 3, the What Are Frogs. Front Gatling, bottom deck Artemis and Gatling, and top deck Flak and Artemis. Ship number 4, Dancing Together, piloted by Alpha Sierra. It's a standard Medimidian with Gat Mortar, front, a side Banshee, and a bottom Flare. Interesting to note, 3 of the 4 ships are Pyramidians now. Blue team, going for an advantageous flank here. Let's see if it pays off. They are indeed at the backs of the enemy. However, if they're not fast enough, this will turn into a ring around Rosie situation. That's why they should get a move on and capitalize on it before the red team decides to turn around. Both teams still going in a circle. Red team turning left or right. And blue team entering into the canyons to hopefully hunt down the red team, and blue team was just a tad bit too slow. As they have now been, well, not been noticed yet, but red team is now not showing their aft to them, but more their side. And no Marco Polos today, Twister, because it's battle. We'll just call that ship 14 for now, because I don't know Roman numerals, and that's an armor break on 14. With a Banshee going in, and a couple of mortar hits, shaving off half its perma. What Are Frogs, dangerously out of position, but attempting to flank the Saldera and support Dancing Together. 14 is about to lose its armor yet again, and this time suffering a death. First kill for blue. So they're pushing for a retreat. Or should I say making a retreat? Dancing Together, now under fire as the Saldera desperately attempts to retaliate, but to no avail as it loses its armor, and suffering some bad damage. There's little hope that that thing will escape. But what are frogs going around the other side of that pillar? As the Saldera loses its armor another time, the mortar, however, firing a bit too early. Thank goodness, the What Are Frogs cleans up the kill. 2-0 in favor of blue. Now both teams are back at it again, going back into the canyons and fighting it out. Now that was well done by blue team this time, as they've now managed to sort out their aggression issues and are now well on their way to cleaning up this match if red team doesn't adjust strategy. And red team moving in. Both teams have sighted each other and are now firing. I have to say, a double front carronade is an interesting choice, especially since it's completely rubbish against the Dancing Together, which is currently a bit too aggressive now. However, what are frogs supporting with additional Gatling fire? Getting flared in the process, though, as the magical Flare Master is still at work. Ira. Dancing Together losing Balloon and soon enough its armor. Zaldera in position to put the pain, as it does a few Artemis shots on it. Meanwhile, 14 dying to the flax of the water frogs. Dancing Together, however, also doomed. Now it's a 1 versus 1. Let's see who wins. I should stop saying that. Water frogs has lost its bottom gun. Frostbound with his Artemis, capable of doing some good damage. Armor has been broken. Side flak, however, only now opens fire. The Saldera has this in the bag, unless Dancing Together helps, which it won't, because 14 is also moving in, but Saldera cleans it up itself. 2-3. Still blue team is ahead, if Dancing Together doesn't pull off any shenanigans by moving into the canyons. And blue team at their home as red team charges in. In the open, the blue team has the advantage due to the junker. However, they must hit their shots. And that requires skill. Drayskin taking down one of the front carronades on the 14. I'll Google that, do not worry. Soon enough. I just don't want to do it with match. Flares going out, but missing. Instead, lighting up the background for us. Dancing Together, aggressively pushing in. A bit too aggressively again. But our frogs following closely behind now. Dancing Together pulls back, and so does the targeted 14. What our frogs now losing its balloon to flare and carronade punishment, but gets propped up by the Dancing Together. Thus not losing too much altitude, but still losing quite a ton as the engineering did not get the balloon back up. Meanwhile, Dancing Together being bombarded. 2 Gatlings in 14 as it loses its armor, and flak shots go in, almost killing it. What are frogs attempting to cover for their allies' retreat, which they successfully do, losing some of their guns and getting a balloon cooked and losing it. But our frogs now backing up. Dancing Together moving in again. Both teams are still staying put, as neither has enough confidence to push in. However, once again, blue team still has the long-range advantage, and Dancing Together unveiling its Gatling with less mark to attempt to melt down the 14. 2 Gatlings, it's almost broken. Almost. And 14 gets ram killed by dancing together, which has now started using moonshine. An excellent choice. Saldera left alone against 2 blue ships, a cooking hull and a lost hull. Well, armor, rather. And blue team takes the win. They are on the path to redemption. They may not win this. They cannot win this Crucible, but at least they can redeem themselves. It's a 5-2 in favor of blue team. Final match comes up soon. The final match begins as we are in assault on Kinforth. A big Anglian map. As always, teams get a chance to vote on their favorite map. And someone's writing in global chat. Hear that, Richard? People are thanking you for a good map. Can't blame him. 4-minute timer goes now. What Igthrill is referring to is a little bit of an incident of one Crucible where a certain player decided to eat noodles by hiding under a crane and wasting 5 minutes of the entire match. That person shall not be named, but he knows his crimes and was horrible. And to whomever who may attempt to repeat this crime, do not do that. It is the last match of this Crucible as we draw to a close. And will blue team finally not hit themselves on the nose? We shall see. Final match begins now. Ship 1, Saldera. Same old Darkling. Same old Darkling. The flak and side flare. My voice is going out. Ship number 2, the Baby Grape. 2 Gatlings. 2 Artemi and a Carinator Watcher. Just like old times. Ship number 3, Minty Breeze. 2 Gatlings. Top flak and Artemis. A Watcher and a Carnate. Ship number 4, a Love Shack. 2 Watchers. 2 Artemi and 2 Gatlings. It's 3 Magnates and a Pyramidian again. And last I remember this, blue team had it rough. As they are now also split up and spotted by the red team. They do not see where their adversaries are, despite a big magnate sticking out with minty blue sails. And as the Love Shack about to get armor broken, and it somehow manages to successfully evade enemy weapons fire, as the Minty Breeze attempts to retaliate against the Baby Grape, sadly not dealing too much decent damage apart from the balloon pop. Meanwhile, Love Shack getting armor broken and still coming out on top. Minty Breeze once again being hyper aggressive, getting an armor break this time and some good damage. But still, an aggressive maneuver, one that has already multiple times turned into catastrophe. Minty Breeze now under heavy fire from both red ships as the Love Shack decides to fall back. Back to the same old issues. As the Baby Grape is popped. Minty Breeze losing its armor and getting a few Artemis hits inside of it. Baby Grape once again getting popped as the Minty Breeze once again gets an armor break on itself, and the Baby Grape bouncing off the crane and the Love Shack impacting the big silo. Minty Breeze attempting a sneaky maneuver. However, there are flares in the area and the Love Shack is getting bombarded, but it's a step in the right direction. Saldera almost losing its armor, but the Love Shack just loses its armor and is going to get slaughtered. Minty Breeze too slow. Maybe better luck next time. As the first kill goes to red. Minty Breeze now has a flank on both of the enemy ships, but that will not last. As both ships turn to face the Minty Breeze as an armor break on Saldera. No good weapons hits though, as Saldera only takes a convenient 30% damage to its hull. Meanwhile, Minty Breeze getting bombarded and getting completely damaged as it retreats in the wrong direction. That flank not paying off. Minty Breeze going to die. And the Love Shack cannot do anything about it, as it is too far away from the actual combat to help. Minty Breeze goes down. If the Love Shack is smart, it will start reversing, as it does not realize that its ally is dead, and only now figures it out and starts backing up. Well, it's not in communication, it seems. Both sides see each other, as the Minty Breeze attempts to flank. This time, do it faster. However, it is spotted, and the Baby Grape unleashes hell. Both red ships are pointed to the Minty Breeze. The Love Shack has a perfect position to flank the enemy Pyramidion. It should capitalize on it by closing in as fast as possible. Meanwhile, Baby Grape engaging the Minty Breeze, as Saldera turns to engage the incoming Love Shack. Getting flared once again, and the Love Shack doing a weird turn and deciding to head back to its ally as its armors start continuously melting, and there it goes. A couple of flag hits. Minty Breeze lost its armor, but so has Baby Grape at some point. Most likely from the previous combats. Carronades do not pop the Baby Grape this time, as more flares go out, this time missing their targets. Minty Breeze losing armor. Saldera out of position for a long time. Blue team not being able to capitalize on this too effectively. Love Shack goes for the ram, and sadly not enough inertia to cause any decent damage, but enough that it distracts Baby Grape, granting blue team the first kill of this match, as the Love Shack has lost its armor due to its ram. Love Shack now about to lose its armor a second time, as flag shots go in and almost kill it. Saldera being punished heavily by the Breeze for having its ally lost, and there we go. Blue team now has gotten their 2 kills. But there's still a long way to go, as the Love Shack is critically damaged and will not be in very good shape. Now is the time to play passively, Love Shack. By the way, things are not looking good for you, blue team. Baby Grape is respawned, along with Saldera. Both ships advancing towards the middle. That is some low perma there. Minty Breeze showing us its aft. For some reason. Turning just in time to see the red team approach slowly and then decide to back up. Apparently the caution has been a bit raised. The Love Shack somehow losing its armor and balloon. What are you doing? The pilot apparently forgot. Oh no. I get this. In an attempt to prevent their engagement from going down completely, they decide suicide. A noble gesture, but let's see if it's worth it. Minty Breeze left alone as the red team decides not to capitalize on the blue team's little maneuver, instead going south in an attempt to maybe get around those blue souths. Dishonorable. Maybe, But then again, I have a feeling that you, where am I, said for him to suicide. I've just a sneaking feeling. Both teams about to encounter each other for the next glorious battle. Both teams have spotted each other. Now it's just a matter of warfare. And see who comes out on top. Shots are being exchanged as both magnates, both the second magnate of blue team and the red grape, or baby grape, losing some of its guns. And of course, the minty breeze as well, losing some. Red team deciding to back off as blue team advances. Baby grape unleashing its grape juice on the Love Shack as it loses armor and takes a couple of hits, more hits. And now it's about to lose its armor yet again, and there goes Love Shack, as Minty Breeze has managed to break the armor of the baby grape. But this will not be enough. As Saldera is in position to help his ally out, as the Minty Breeze is forced to withdraw, taking heavy fire from the red team, including a couple of flags that were a bit mistimed, but no worries. Love Shack coming back to support its ally, as the Minty Breeze lost 5 of its 6 guns to the enemy. There's an opening for you, Minty Breeze, but it is too late. As Saldera moves in for the kill, Love Shack moves in to support by attacking Saldera. However, Saldera bounces off of the building, losing half its perma in the process, but it is not enough as the Minty Breeze still dies. And that was match 5 of this Crucible. The last match, with red team coming out on top, winning 4 of 5 matches in a surprisingly large lead. Other than that, that was this Crucible. Everyone remember to sign up for the next week, as well as to watch or play in SES 300. It's going to be a fun time. I'll see you all next week. Take care, and well, I hope that everyone learned a couple of things through my commentary. If there are any issues, please let me know so I can fix them in time for next stream. Thank you all for watching, and take care.